When you look back at your life, it's easy to feel trapped by the shadows of your past. The mistakes, the failures, the times you were knocked down so hard it seemed impossible to get back up. Many people live in those shadows, letting their history dictate their destiny, believing the story that was written about them years ago is the only story they can ever tell. But here's a truth you must hold close. Your past is not a prison, it's a platform. It's natural to feel weighed down by what has happened to you. When life has dealt you hardship, it's easy to accept the identity of the one who lost, the one who couldn't make it, or the one who came from nothing. The past can feel like a heavy chain, clinking with every step, telling you who you are and who you will always be. But this is the trap. Your past may be part of your story, but it does not have to be the whole story. It is not the author of your future. Imagine for a moment if some of the world's greatest figures had let their beginnings define their ends. What if those who were once labeled failures, outcasts, or poor had accepted those labels as their fate? What if they had believed that their early struggles were permanent bars keeping them locked away from success? We wouldn't have the stories of transformation and triumph that inspire millions today, and that's because they refused to be defined by their history. They understood that the past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Your past is simply the foundation of your future. Foundations can be cracked, worn, or battered, but they can also be repaired, reinforced, and rebuilt. It's what you choose to build on top of it that truly matters. No matter how broken or incomplete your foundation feels, it still holds the potential to support something incredible. You have the power to decide what comes next. Too often, people fall into the habit of blaming their circumstances, the family they were born into, the environment around them, the opportunities they were denied. While it's true these things shape us, they do not have to define us. If you think of your past as a blueprint, remember that you are also the architect of your future. You can revise the plans, redesign the structure, and change the outcome. Your history is merely one chapter in a much bigger book, and it's the chapters you write now that will determine how the story unfolds. When you hold tightly to regret or guilt, you keep yourself stuck. Regret is a heavy burden that weighs down your spirit and clouds your vision. It tells you to dwell on what went wrong instead of focusing on what can go right. But the truth is that regret is a luxury you cannot afford if you want to move forward. Every successful person you admire has made mistakes, faced setbacks, or encountered failure, but none of them let those moments become permanent roadblocks. Instead, they turned those moments into stepping stones. They looked at their past with honesty and courage, learning what they needed to learn, and then moving on with greater wisdom and strength. You can do the same. You can face your past without fear and without shame, and then use the lessons you've learned as fuel for your journey ahead. This means forgiving yourself for the things you wish you had done differently. It means letting go of the stories you tell yourself about not being good enough or deserving of success. These stories are often lies whispered to you by doubt and fear. They are not your truth unless you choose to believe them. Choose instead to believe in your capacity to change, grow, and rise above. Remember, your past was written under circumstances you did not control. Your future, however, is in your hands. Every moment is an opportunity to break free from the limitations of yesterday. You have the power to rewrite the narrative, to become the person you were always meant to be, regardless of where you started. History is full of examples of people who transformed their lives despite the odds. They may have come from poverty, broken homes, or troubled pasts, but they refused to let those things define their worth or limit their potential. They understood that while you cannot change where you came from, you can change where you're going. You can create a new identity rooted not in what has happened, but in what you choose to become. So stop letting your past convince you that you are less than what you truly are. Your history is only part of your story. It is not your destiny. The chains of yesterday's mistakes, pain, and loss can be broken with the power of today's decisions and tomorrow's dreams. If you want to move forward, you have to believe that your future is bigger than your past. You have to trust that the setbacks you have experienced are not signs of failure, but invitations to rise stronger and wiser. You must see yourself not as a product of your history, but as a creator of your destiny. Pain is one of the most misunderstood experiences in life. Too often, we run from it, hide from it, or try to numb it out. We think pain is a sign of weakness or failure, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if pain is not the enemy? What if pain is actually a necessary part of your journey, a crucial force that shapes your purpose and propels you toward greatness? The truth is that pain, when understood and embraced, becomes a platform from which you can launch into your highest potential. Pain is universal. Everyone experiences it in some form: heartbreak, loss, rejection, disappointment, struggle, and hardship. No one escapes it. The difference lies not in whether pain exists, but in how we respond to it. Pain can either paralyze you or propel you. It can be a weight that drags you down or a lever that lifts you higher. The choice is yours. When you look closely at the lives of those who have risen from difficult circumstances, you'll see a common thread. They did not let pain define them. Instead, they let pain refine them. Pain became their teacher, their motivator, and their fuel. It forced them to dig deeper within themselves, to find strength they didn't know they had, and to discover a purpose far greater than their suffering. Pain demands attention. It forces you to stop, to reflect, and to reevaluate your life. It strips away the distractions and the illusions, showing you what really matters. When you are in pain, you are faced with a choice: to let it break you or to let it build you. Those who use pain as a platform understand that every setback, every hardship, every moment of suffering carries within it a hidden opportunity. The opportunity to grow, to learn, and to transform. Pain exposes your limits, but it also reveals your potential. When you hit your lowest point, you are faced with a stark truth: either give up or push forward. Those who choose to push forward find that their pain becomes a source of power. It is the catalyst for change, the spark that ignites the fire of determination. Pain breaks down old barriers and forces you to evolve. It challenges you to become someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This transformation begins when you shift your perspective on pain. Instead of seeing it as punishment or misfortune, start seeing it as a sign that you are alive and growing. Pain means you are pushing against the edges of your comfort zone, breaking free from old patterns and stepping into new territory. It means you are engaged in the struggle of becoming your best self. Pain is the cost of growth, and growth is the price of greatness. Throughout history, many of the greatest accomplishments have been born out of pain. The artist who paints with raw emotion, the leader who rises after defeat, the entrepreneur who rebuilds after failure, they all have one thing in common. They understood that pain is not just something to endure, it is something to harness. Pain is the soil in which the seeds of purpose take root. When you are in pain, your vision often becomes clearer. The distractions fall away, and you begin to see what really matters in life. You start asking bigger questions. What is my true calling? What am I here to do? What legacy do I want to leave? Pain shakes you awake from complacency and forces you to align with your deepest values and desires. It becomes a compass that guides you toward your purpose. Pain also builds empathy. When you have suffered, you understand the suffering of others. This connection creates compassion, a desire to help and uplift those who are struggling. Many who have endured great pain find their purpose in serving others, using their experience as a bridge to inspire, motivate, and heal. Pain becomes a platform not just for personal growth, but for making a difference in the world. Of course, pain is not easy. It tests your patience, your courage, and your faith. There will be moments when the weight feels unbearable and the road ahead unclear. But it is precisely in those moments that you must hold on. You must remember that pain is temporary. It is a season, not a sentence. Beyond the pain lies a new horizon, a place where your purpose awaits. To turn pain into purpose requires action. It means refusing to stay stuck in victimhood or despair. It means choosing to move forward even when the path is uncertain. It means finding meaning in your struggle and allowing that meaning to guide your steps. Purpose gives pain a direction and a destination. Without purpose, pain is just suffering. With purpose, pain becomes a powerful force for transformation. Your pain is unique, just like your purpose. No one else has lived your exact story or felt your exact hurt. This means your purpose is also unique. It is your gift to the world, forged in the fires of your personal experience. When you embrace your pain and listen to what it is teaching you, you begin to uncover the mission that only you can fulfill. This is why it's important to lean into your pain rather than run from it. Avoiding pain only prolongs the healing process and delays your growth. When you confront your pain head-on, you gain control over it. You reclaim your power. You turn what once was a source of weakness into a source of strength. You create a foundation for a life of meaning and impact. Remember, every great journey begins with a challenge. Every story of triumph includes moments of trial. Pain is not something to be ashamed of or hidden away. It is a sign that you are alive, that you are growing, and that you are on the path to greatness. Hunger is one of the most powerful forces inside of us. But hunger is not just about the growl in your stomach or the need for food. Hunger goes far deeper than physical need. It's the fire that burns inside your soul, the relentless drive that pushes you to rise above your circumstances and chase after something greater. Hunger is the fuel that propels ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things, the invisible energy that transforms dreams into reality. When you come from a place of lack, whether that's financial poverty, emotional deprivation, or the absence of opportunity, hunger becomes more than a survival instinct. It becomes the compass that guides your every decision, the engine that keeps you moving when everything around you says stop. Hunger creates a kind of urgency that no comfort can satisfy and no setback can extinguish. It's a hunger for change, for growth, for success, and most importantly, for meaning. To be hungry is to want more than what your current situation provides. It's a refusal to settle for less than what you know you are capable of achieving. Hunger means you see beyond what is to what could be. It means you are willing to fight through pain, disappointment, and failure because you know that your desires are worth the struggle. Hunger makes you restless. It won't let you sleep peacefully while your potential is still untapped. It nags at you in quiet moments, urging you to keep going, to keep striving, to keep believing. The hunger inside you is a gift, even if it feels uncomfortable at times. It is the signal that you have not given up on yourself, Many people lose their hunger because they become complacent or discouraged. They let the hardships of life dull their fire. But when hunger remains alive, it keeps you connected to your purpose. It reminds you why you started in the first place, why your dreams matter, and why your story deserves to be told. Think about the moments in history when hunger became the driving force for change. The hunger of a young inventor who refused to accept failure. The hunger of an athlete who trained through exhaustion and pain. The hunger of a leader who fought injustice despite overwhelming odds. Hunger is the difference between those who dream and those who do. Hunger gives you the strength to endure the long nights, the setbacks, and the sacrifices. Hunger is also a great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you have. Hunger is available to everyone. You don't need money, connections, or status to feel hungry. All you need is a burning desire inside you to do better, be better, and live better. Hunger is the foundation upon which all success is built. It transforms potential into action, vision into accomplishment. However, hunger alone is not enough. Hunger must be paired with discipline, focus, and resilience. Hunger provides the fuel, but it's discipline that directs the energy toward a goal. Hunger without direction is like a fire without control. It can burn out or cause destruction. But when you harness your hunger and channel it with purpose, you become unstoppable. You build momentum. You move steadily closer to your dreams, even when the path is difficult or unclear. Many times, hunger manifests as a feeling of dissatisfaction with the status quo. It's the refusal to accept a life of mediocrity or limitation. Hunger makes you question everything, challenge norms, and push boundaries. It fuels creativity and innovation. When you are hungry, you think differently, you take risks others won't, you see opportunity where others see obstacles. Hunger sharpens your focus and awakens your ambition. At the same time, hunger requires patience. It demands that you keep working, keep learning, and keep growing, even when results are slow to come. Hunger is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about consistent effort over time, fueled by a vision that keeps you motivated when the immediate rewards are not visible. Hunger teaches you endurance. It builds character. The hunger inside you also connects you to others who share your vision. It creates a sense of urgency that attracts mentors, collaborators, and supporters. People are drawn to those who are hungry because hunger signals commitment and determination. Hunger inspires those around you and creates a ripple effect that multiplies your impact. When you are hungry, you not only change your own life, but you influence the lives of others. In moments when hunger feels overwhelming, when doubt creeps in, and the journey feels too hard, remember this: hunger is a sign of life. It means you have not given up. It means there is still fire inside you, still purpose waiting to be fulfilled. Hunger is not a weakness, it is a strength. It is the power that keeps you moving forward, even when the world tries to hold you back. Hunger reminds you that you are alive, that you are dreaming, and that you are meant for more. It refuses to let you accept less than your true potential. It pushes you to take the next step, to make the next move, and to keep fighting for the life you deserve. Hunger is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So when you feel the hunger rising inside you, don't ignore it or silence it. Lean into it, use it as the fuel to power your journey. Let it drive you past fear, past doubt, and past every excuse that says not today. Hunger is the heartbeat of greatness. It is the spark that lights the fire of transformation. Greatness is not something you acquire after years of struggle or something reserved only for the lucky few. It is not a prize for the privileged or a mystery unlocked by the gifted. Greatness is already inside you. From the moment you took your first breath, you were born with a seed of greatness, an unstoppable force waiting to be awakened and unleashed into the world. This is not mere motivation or empty praise. It is a fundamental truth that too many people forget or overlook. Your greatness is your birthright. It's woven into your DNA, stitched into the very fabric of who you are. You carry within you talents, strengths, and potential that no one else possesses exactly as you do. You have unique gifts that the world desperately needs. No matter your background, no matter your circumstances, that greatness is there, pulsing with possibility. The problem is not that greatness is missing. The problem is that we often fail to recognize it or believe it belongs to us. From a young age, many of us are taught to compare ourselves to others, to fit into boxes, to accept limits imposed by family, society, or fear. These limits try to shrink our vision of ourselves. They tell us we're not enough, that we lack what it takes to succeed, or that greatness is reserved for someone else. But those messages are lies. They are barriers built by others or even by ourselves, and they can be broken. Greatness begins with belief, belief in yourself, and the understanding that you were made for more than you've settled for. This belief is a quiet power that stirs deep inside, refusing to be silenced by doubt or failure. It is the voice that whispers in the darkest moments, reminding you that you are capable, worthy, and destined for something significant. When you nurture that belief, it grows stronger and begins to shape the choices you make every day. Every great person in history started with that same spark inside. They faced challenges, setbacks, and even defeat. But what set them apart was their unwavering belief that greatness was not only possible, but inevitable for them. They refused to accept a life less than what they were born to live. They embraced their unique talents and stepped into their power, no matter the obstacles. Your greatness is not about perfection or never making mistakes. It is not about comparing yourself to others or meeting external standards. It is about owning your unique journey, your voice, your vision. It is about recognizing that the struggles, the failures, and the lessons are all part of the process of becoming who you are meant to be. Greatness grows through perseverance, courage, and authenticity. To awaken your greatness, you must first silence the lies that tell you otherwise. Those lies that say you are not smart enough, not talented enough, or not deserving of success are the biggest thieves of potential. They try to convince you to settle for comfort, safety, and small dreams. But you were born to break free from those limits. You were born to rise, to shine, and to make an impact. The journey to greatness requires intentional effort. It requires you to invest in yourself, to learn, to grow, and to take risks. It calls you to step out of your comfort zone and face your fears head on. This is not always easy. The path is often filled with uncertainty and moments of self-doubt, but every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the greatness inside. Greatness also means embracing your responsibility to the world. When you tap into your full potential, you inspire others to do the same. Your success is not just for you, it is a beacon of hope and possibility for those around you. Your greatness creates a ripple effect that uplifts your community, your family, and beyond. The world needs your light, your voice, and your contribution. Sometimes greatness is quiet. It's found in the small acts of courage, kindness, and persistence. It's found in the decision to keep going when no one is watching, to hold on to your dreams when they seem distant, and to believe in yourself even when others doubt you. Greatness is not always loud or flashy. It is often a steady flame burning inside that fuels every choice you make. Remember, you were born with greatness inside you because you were meant for more. Your life has a purpose that only you can fulfill. The potential you carry is not a coincidence, it is a calling. When you align with that calling, your life takes on new meaning and power. You begin to move through the world with confidence and passion, knowing that you are walking the path you were designed for. It is never too late to awaken your greatness. No matter where you are in life, no matter the mistakes or missed opportunities, you can claim your power right now. Your past does not diminish your potential. Each new day is an opportunity to step closer to the greatness within you. You only have to decide to believe it and act on it. Greatness is not about waiting for permission. It is about claiming what is already yours. It is about trusting that you have everything you need inside to overcome obstacles, to create, to lead, and to inspire. The greatness within you is a force that cannot be extinguished, only hidden. And now is the time to uncover it and let it shine. Greatness is not something that happens by chance or luck. It is not a title bestowed upon a select few by the world around them. Instead, greatness is a daily decision, a commitment you make to yourself to show up, to persevere, and to rise above whatever challenges come your way. It is not a distant goal to be achieved once in a lifetime, but a continuous journey fueled by intentional choices, habits, and actions. Every day presents you with a choice. Will you settle for mediocrity, or will you reach for greatness? This choice is not always easy. Life will test your resolve with distractions, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The path toward greatness is rarely smooth or straightforward. Yet, it is precisely through these challenges that your commitment to greatness is forged. Every decision you make to keep going, to give your best effort, and to refuse to quit, builds the foundation of your legacy. Choosing greatness means waking up each morning with purpose. It means setting your intentions clearly and deciding that today will be a day where you move closer to your goals, no matter how small the progress. It is the conscious refusal to let circumstances or negative thoughts dictate your actions. When you choose greatness, you choose to be the captain of your own ship, rather than a passenger tossed by the waves of life. Greatness requires discipline. It demands consistency in your efforts, even when motivation wanes. There will be days when you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed, but greatness is about showing up regardless. It is about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. The small, consistent actions, those daily habits of discipline, compound over time and create unstoppable momentum. Making the choice to be great also means embracing responsibility. It means owning your decisions and their consequences, refusing to blame others or external situations for where you find yourself. Greatness grows in the soil of accountability. When you take full responsibility for your life, you empower yourself to change it. You recognize that while you cannot control every event, you can control how you respond. Choosing greatness means committing to growth. It means recognizing that you are a work in progress, and that every day is an opportunity to learn, improve, and expand your skills and mindset. Those who choose greatness are never satisfied with staying the same. They seek out challenges, feedback, and experiences that stretch their limits. They understand that growth is not comfortable, but it is necessary for achieving their highest potential. Greatness also requires resilience. The road will not always be easy. There will be failures, disappointments, and obstacles that threaten to derail your progress. But greatness is the choice to rise every time you fall, to see setbacks as lessons rather than defeats, and to keep moving forward with faith in your vision. Resilience is the muscle that keeps your commitment strong when the journey gets tough. Making greatness a daily choice means surrounding yourself with positive influences and cutting out toxic distractions. The people you spend time with, the information you consume, and the environment you create all impact your mindset and motivation. When you choose greatness, you choose to nurture yourself with inspiration, support, and constructive challenges that push you to be your best. The choice of greatness also involves courage. It requires stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks that others may avoid. It means standing up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular or difficult. Courage is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, greatness remains a dream rather than a reality. In addition, choosing greatness means living with integrity. It means aligning your actions with your values and principles, even when no one is watching. True greatness is not measured solely by achievements or status, but by the character you build and the impact you have on others. When you make choices grounded in honesty, kindness, and fairness, you create a legacy that lasts beyond your lifetime. Greatness is also a choice to serve others. It means using your gifts and talents not just for personal gain, but to uplift and inspire those around you. When you focus on contributing to the well-being of your community, your family, and your world, your greatness multiplies. Serving others connects you to something bigger than yourself and gives deeper meaning to your journey. It's important to realize that choosing greatness does not require perfection. It does not mean you will never stumble or fail. What matters is your willingness to keep choosing greatness again and again, no matter how many times you fall. Every new day is a fresh opportunity to recommit to your dreams and your values. Greatness is a continuous act of faith and determination. Each decision you make today builds the foundation for tomorrow's success. The habits you form, the mindset you cultivate, and the effort you invest all add up. Choosing greatness is a process, one that takes patience, perseverance, and passion. But it is also a deeply rewarding journey because it aligns you with your true purpose and potential. When you choose greatness daily, you become a source of inspiration. Your actions encourage others to believe in themselves and to pursue their own dreams. Greatness creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond your own life, touching countless others in ways you may never fully see or understand. The power to choose greatness is always within your reach. No matter your past, your circumstances, or the opinions of others, you hold the key. Every moment presents the chance to decide who you want to be and how you want to live. Greatness is not reserved for a lucky few. It is available to anyone who is willing to make the choice and commit to the journey. In every story of transformation, from the depths of struggle to the heights of achievement, there is a common thread. The journey begins within. You are not defined by your past, your pain, or your circumstances, but by the choices you make every day and the hunger that fuels your spirit. Pain, rather than breaking you, becomes the platform for your purpose, a catalyst that sharpens your vision and strengthens your resolve. Your hunger, more than just a feeling, is the fuel that drives you relentlessly toward your dreams. Remember, greatness is not something you find outside of yourself. It has been inside you all along, waiting to be awakened and embraced. And ultimately, greatness is a conscious choice, a commitment renewed each morning to show up, persevere, and live with integrity and purpose. Your journey from poverty to greatness is not simply about changing your circumstances, but about claiming the power, potential, and purpose that reside within you. When you choose to believe in your own greatness, Use your pain as a stepping stone, fuel your hunger with passion, and commit every day to that choice. You set in motion a life of meaning, impact, and fulfillment. The path may be challenging, but it is yours to walk, and on it you will discover the extraordinary power of the greatness you were born to live.